television. A reminder of our top stories. Department of State Services vows to comply with Kaduna State High Court order granting Shiite's leader Sheikh Ibrahim el-Zakzaki leave to seek medical attention in India. The Revolution Now protest takes out in some states today despite the arrest of the group's leader and a restriction order by the police. President Muhammadu Buhari commends Nigerians for ignoring nationwide protests as protest boycott is victory for democracy. And U.S. President Donald Trump condemns hatred and white supremacy following mass shootings that left 31 people dead in Texas and Ohio. For more information on all our top stories, please visit our website. It's channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has all our shows. Let's take a look at the pictures you sent in to our Eyewitness portal. Let's begin with a video now showing the staff of the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company being assaulted by a customer. According to our Eyewitness reporter, this happened when the personnel had gone to discharge their duties in the area. One of them, who made an escape, got bitten, and he adds that while discos are expected to enhance their performance, he condemns the act as absurd. And this next video you're seeing right now is from Duro Oyedoyin Street in Ijesha, the Surulere axis of Lagos. According to our Eyewitness reporter, this is what residents have to go through whenever it rains. He says that this is bringing so much pain on the residents. He's now calling the attention of the Lagos state government to come to their aid. And finally is a set of images from Kakumi in Bakori local government area of Katsina State, showing this building our Eyewitness reporter describes as a general hospital. These are images of the deplorable state of health facilities there. He laments that this has been like this for more than 10 years and wants the state government to attend to this. Thank you for sending in your pictures. We hope you keep them coming. Let's head to Enugu State now, where the government is to engage 1,700 forest guards to beef up security, and this is expected to happen within the next 1 month. This decision was announced at the end of a meeting between the state governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, and members of the State Vigilante Group and Neighborhood Watch to review the security situation in Enugu State. The government is to send an executive bill on anti-kidnapping to the State Assembly to replace the State Neighborhood Watch Law of 2006. Only last week, the state was thrown into mourning following the murder of a Catholic priest, Reverend Father Paul Ufu. We now head to our Abuja studios where Linda Akigwe is standing by. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Anne. Welcome to Abuja. The Abuja Division of the Federal High Court today granted a request by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to freeze a commercial bank account belonging to the Bauchi State Government, valued at 11.5 billion naira, pending investigations in the matter. Justice Taiwo Tayo, who is sitting as a vacation judge, granted the motion ex parte after listening to EFCC counsel Abubakar Aliyu. Mr. Aliyu had told the court that between May the 24th and 28th, the commission received an intelligence that the then administration of the Bauchi State initiated a process of overdrawing to launder the sum of 19.8 billion naira worth of property belonging to the state government. He adds that the actual amount in the said bank account is 11.5 billion naira, which was paid to Bauchi State government by the federal government via the central bank. The EFCC told the court that freezing the said bank account and funds would greatly assist the applicants to get to the root of the matter and conclude its investigations on time. The matter has been adjourned to September the 3rd, 2019. And staying with the judiciary, the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal today reserved judgment in the petition of Hope Democratic Party challenging the conduct of the February 23rd presidential election and the return of President Muhammadu Buhari as winner of the poll. The tribunal reserved judgment after parties in the petition had adopted their final written addresses. HDP lead counsel, Mr. Chukwunonyerem Njoku, is asking the tribunal to set aside the election of February the 23rd on the ground that the electoral body did not follow the Electoral Act before postponing the election. Our correspondent Amaka Okafor has a report.
It was a rather short day for the Presidential Election Tribunal as parties in the petition filed by the Hope Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Mr. Ambrose Oworu, challenging the election of February 23, 2019, adopted their final addresses in the petition. First to adopt his written address is the counsel to the HDP, Mr. Chukwunonyerem Njoku, who asked the tribunal to set aside the election of February 23rd on the grounds that INEC did not follow the provisions of the Electoral Act in rescheduling the election to February 23rd, 2019.
There was no election held on 23rd. The gamut of our petition is that the INEC did not follow the prescribed condition laid down under the Electoral Act. And having not followed that prescribed condition, that there are conditions prescribed before INEC can postpone an election. Having not followed those condition precedents, there is no election that is held on the 23rd. So we are not here arguing about the election that returned President Muhammadu Buhari. Rather, we are saying that having not had the power to postpone the election of the 16th, therefore a referendum was conducted.
However, President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by Mr. Wole Olanipekun, the Independent National Electoral Commission, represented by Mr. Yunus Usman, and the All Progressive Congress, represented by Mr. Akin Olujumi, all asked the tribunal to dismiss the petition on the grounds that it is frivolous, baseless, and lacking in merit. The INEC Council further urged the tribunal to award costs against the HDP to serve as a deterrent to any party that may want to file a frivolous petition in the future.
All the respondents asked that the petition be dismissed. No, they say they should be declared as the president because there was a referendum on 16th February. There was never a referendum, and a referendum is not a way of electing a president in Nigeria. How they got their own, the tribunal will determine that later.
The HDP and indeed Nigerians will have to wait for a date to be announced by the tribunal to know the fate of the petition. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
As part of efforts to check cases of building collapse in the country, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, has vowed to sanction erring members and quacks associated with building collapse. The president of the council, Ali Rabiu, says the 2018 Amendment Act of COREN has empowered the council with far-reaching powers of prosecution of infractions and monitoring of local content in the Nigerian engineering sector. He was speaking at a news conference in Abuja ahead of the 28th COREN Engineering Assembly.
From different parts of the country, there have been cases of building collapse, leading to the loss of lives and properties. To check the menace of building collapse, the president of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria reaffirms the commitment of the council to deal with erring members and quacks alike.
Before now, the law empowered us to sanction those on our register. So we, before now, had the powers to discipline or sanction our engineers and engineering practitioners whom are on our register. But today, the new law has empowered us to sanction or punish every citizen of Nigeria committing infractions on engineering projects.
While stressing the need for the federal government to appoint engineers to man key engineering ministries in order to check general infrastructural collapse, the council appeals to the Federal Capital Territory Administration to look into the issue of flooding in the nation's capital.
COREN, as a regulatory body, can only advise the government that it is better to fix square pegs in square holes. In the present cabinet that has just been screened by and approved by the Senate, engineers are lucky to have 5 of its members in that cabinet. Flooding in the FCT also, for us, is embarrassing. We would urge the FCDA and the Ministry of the FCT to look critically into these issues. Engineers are there to assist in looking at the situation of flooding in the FCT and see how to ameliorate the situation.
With an offer of assistance to the Federal Capital Territory Administration to curtail cases of flooding and the enforcement of the amendment of the 2018 Act of the Council, cases of building collapse in the country may soon be a thing of the past. Nigeria's foremost indigenous exploration and production company, Energia Limited, has unveiled its new vision, mission, core values and employee handbook. At the launch of a new Energia, the chairman, board of directors, explains that the scope of the company will now include power generation.
Members of staff, the management of Energia Limited, gather for the launch of the new Energia vision, mission, core values, logo and employees handbook. This is what the old Energia looked like. And this is what the new Energia looks like.
Are you sure these friends are friendly?
So the question is, why the new Energia?
The rebranding is about, first, let's change the perspective in terms of what happens to gas. Gas is not something you flare anymore. It's something you produce, sell, and make money from. Of course, it's a source of energy also. Don't forget that we have a number of gas-generated power plants in Nigeria. So that is one thing. So remove the frame and change to something else, which is the switch you see.
So the new vision is to be an efficient oil and gas producing company. Instead of before we just said we're a company of reference, but now we've actually specified what we want to do, which is to produce oil, gas and power, maximize efficiency and deliver that for our stakeholders. The mission now goes into more details of how we do that and takes out a lot of the things that were just general statements.
The company, which was established by a group of friends, now has a new identity.
Being friends, we felt that we should reflect that friendship in the logo. So if you look at the limited, you will see the sign of friends, like the infinity sign, and it's like continuous all through on the limited area. So those are the significant changes we've made on the old logo.
The management of Energia Limited has promised to continue to uphold its core values and work to fulfill its vision and mission.
When the News at 10 returns, U.S. President Donald Trump condemns hatred and white supremacy following mass shootings that left 31 people dead in Texas and Ohio. That and more from the international scene on Around the World at 5. Join us again.